Hey guys, this is Jessica Gutierrez with Clean With Me podcast. This is a podcast where I walk you through cleaning your house step by step. So let's clean together.
Hey everybody, so today I want to talk about laundry. Now, it seems like might not be a lot to talk about laundry, but I wanted to talk about it because I have been super behind lately, and I did somewhat of a laundry marathon, and I want to share that with you guys. So let's get right to it. So first things first, I want you guys to get ready in some capacity, whether that's taking a shower, putting your hair up, putting some comfy clothes on, and pick a day where you don't have a lot going on. I've been staying with family a lot the past few weeks because of the death in our family. So we have not been staying at home, and we've just been coming home, kind of dumping off our dirty clothes, picking up new clothes. And needless to say, our laundry was out of control. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I've been behind in laundry over the years, but it was especially bad recently. I had so much dirty laundry. It was blankets, towels, etc. Just so much stuff. So I was in desperate need of a laundry marathon when things calmed down. So I finally got a day where I was off work. We weren't staying with family. Nothing was going on. And it was just me and the kiddos at the house. So I'm going to tell you how I tackled that mountain of laundry. And I tried to make it as fun as possible. I'm not a complete hater of doing laundry, but I know some of you, that's your one chore that you really don't like. So let's make it fun. Let's make it not as bad, and let's get through that pile. So first things first, let's go ahead and do a laundry switch. And I did have a method where, now my house is a little weird. I live in like a barn dominium. Basically half of this building I live in is like a shed. It looks like a barn. And then half of it is apartments. It's really weird if you haven't heard of it, but I live on a ranch. So basically my washer and dryer are in the side of the building that looks like a warehouse. And there are a lot of spiders in this warehouse. And I just recently found out how spiders were getting in. So be doing the laundry switch while I talk. That's moving the clothes from the washer to the dryer and from the dryer to the laundry basket. And I think I found out how they were getting into my house. So I tend to put my dirty laundry basket, set it out in the warehouse by the washer and dryer. Then I go inside and do stuff, grab it, and then if I'm not planning on doing the entire dirty laundry basket, like if I have somewhere to go and I'm just doing one load of laundry, I will bring it back inside. Well, that's how I think the spiders are getting in primarily. At least this one anyway, because there's no way this one was fitting under the door. So the other day, I was, doing my laundry marathon like I was previously talking about, and I lifted up a bed that was made for the dog next to our bed out of a blanket. And this giant spider, and I am not exaggerating when I say giant, this thing was huge. And I thought it might be a brown recluse because that's what it kind of looked like. And for those of you that don't know, those things will like literally rot your flesh. You can get oh man, I'm deathly afraid of spiders. My mom knows how deep that hate for spiders goes. So it jumped out at me. I called everybody, my neighbor, my dad. I don't know why I called my dad because they live in Hobbs, but I still called him. And I told him about the spider, and I set up some pillows for the kids. They were scared to be on the floor, and my husband wasn't coming home for a couple hours. So I set them up with some stuff to do. I sat them on our kitchen island because they would not put their feet on the ground until the thing was caught. I didn't try very hard to catch it. I was just watching the door to make sure it wouldn't get out of my room. It went under my bed. Okay, so I wasn't about to crawl under my bed and just hope it didn't jump at me. That's literally my worst fear. I was like, no way, Jose, I'm going to stand out here. And sure enough, when my husband came home, He thought I was exaggerating because I often do when it comes to spiders, because even a tiny spider will scare me. So he's like, yeah, whatever. He moves the bed. And then I see his face drop. I was looking at him from the corner of my eye, mostly to make sure it didn't escape the room. And he goes, I think I found it. And this was like 3 hours later. He found it hiding under the bed, and he caught it and put it in a glass thing, and I took a picture of it. I'll post it on Facebook. But it was huge, and it was a wolf spider, and it was terrifying. And the rest of the day, I had tons of laundry to catch up on, and I was scared that a spider was going to be in it, so I put gloves on, and I'm over here shaking out every little item of clothing that I was putting in the washer because I was so terrified. But I'm going to build a fortress in my room, okay? I learned that sticky tape, catches them, so I'm going to put sticky tape for spiders all around my bed. I'm going to spray for spiders. I'm going to create a fortress in my bedroom so no spiders can get in there because I'm having trouble sleeping now. That thing haunts my dreams. It was terrifying. So, long story short, you probably don't live in a area with tall grass, or maybe you do. But always check your laundry for spiders, I guess. New fear unlocked. Anyway, so I was still doing my laundry. My point is, even though all that was going on, I was deathly afraid that there was another spider in the laundry basket. I still trucked on. I got this laundry done, and that's why I'm so proud of myself, because that was very hard for me. So I made a whole day of it. I set the kids on some activities, and I sat there shaking out my laundry, and I was setting a timer. And you can set a timer in many ways. You can do it in fun ways, like listen to a podcast that's the length of your washer and dryer, or watch an episode of your favorite show that's the length of your washer and dryer, what have you. And then by the time a show is done or your podcast is done, you go switch out the laundry, take your laundry in, put up your feet again, fold, put them in very specific piles. Like, I don't just do family piles anymore, like mom's pile, kids pile, other kids pile. I do tons of piles. So I do, kids' pants, kids' shirts. That way, when I'm putting them away in the right drawers. I don't have to sort through these, I try to organize them as I fold them. That way, I could just put them directly from the couch into the dresser drawer, if that makes sense. That way, they're already organized and I don't have to do it on the spot, because then by the time I've done 8 loads of laundry, I'm more likely to just shove everything in a drawer, and that's counterproductive. Then you can't find your clothes and everything's all stuffed in there and it's just a whole mess. So moving on. Another thing I do is, I mentioned before that my husband has a bunch of these white rags, just throwaway rags that we have for cleaning. We have tons of them because he buys them for his job. And they're really easy for kids to fold. So if my little kids start getting restless, I will do a load of those and I'll have them work on folding those. And then they're super proud of themselves for folding. Gives them something to do, and I'm not having to refold 50 items that they quote unquote folded. So that helps them feel like they're helping me. And while I was folding these clothes, because there's a couple items, especially if you have kids, even if you don't, there's a couple items that always seem to make it in the washer and dryer that the kids are like either trying on or they're putting on, and you're making them change out of it because it's too small for them or has a stain. And for some reason, they're staying in the circulation. So those things need to be thrown away. And something that my mom taught me, she is going to talk about a new thing in our Wednesday episode. I forget her exact terminology, but it has to do with throwing 10 things away every time you want to declutter, just 10 items to either throw away or donate. And I feel like every time you do a big laundry overhaul like this, you want to pick 10 items. She has a cute little saying for it. I just can't, I'm drawing a blank at the time, but I'll let her reveal that to you. But it's basically you get 10 items when you're doing this big laundry overhaul, and you put them aside for either donation or throw them away. And you can even do 10 of both if you have a crazy mess of clothes like I do and a lot of people in your household. Now, like as I was folding the clothes, I was being mindful of the fact that my in-laws are going to have, my mother-in-law's having a big family reunion coming up here in a few months, and they're doing a big garage sale slash flea market thing to save up for the family reunion. So I am trying to get as much clothing and stuff that we don't wear as possible. And even though it's in your laundry cycle, you might not wear it. It might be something that you're changing into or your kids are changing into. They decide they don't want it and then they toss it. So into the laundry, and you're doing an endless washing of this item over and over and over again. So if that's the case for you, just make a little pile, at least 10 items, and put it in the donation or throwaway pile. And if you do that every time you do laundry, eventually you're going to have a lot less junk on your hands, and that's going to help everybody involved. So a way to make this a little less overwhelming, because I know when I leave a bunch of piles all over my living room, if they stay there for any amount of time, like if I get distracted, walk away and leave a bunch of piles, my kids will probably knock them down. I'm going to get discouraged. I'm not going to want to keep going on with my cleaning marathon, right? So when I was doing my washing, I was trying to put away as I go. So as soon as the load came out, I was folding that load. And sometimes if it was a smaller load, I'd let 2 or 3 loads accumulate. And then once those were folded, I would put them away. Just try to put away kind of as you go. You don't have to do every load per se, unless it was a really large load, but that way they're not getting knocked down, or you're not just going to leave them there because you're so exhausted after doing all these loads of laundry that you definitely don't want to put them away. So just try to do it as you go, if at all possible. And while we're talking about putting away, as I was putting away my clothing, my kids' drawers are great, organized. I keep them nice. My drawers, on the other hand, are getting over full again, and my clothes just aren't fitting. And I am noticing that I was weeding through a lot of long sleeves and a lot of stuff that's out of season, because it is way too hot in Texas now. It's officially hot, where it's barely ever cold. And the excuse of, we might have a rainy day or something, doesn't excuse having 15 sweaters in my dresser. So I like to keep one or two, universal sweaters that kind of fit every outfit in my closet hanging up, and then the rest of it had to go. So those go in storage under my bed, because I was tired of weeding through it. I didn't have room for the clothes that I actually wear on a day-to-day. So, while you're putting away your clothes, if your drawers are a little wonky and you want to organize those while load is still washing, if you're finishing a load, let's say you finished one of the loads that you had to fold really quickly, and you have some extra time before the next load is up, go ahead and just take everything out of one drawer at a time. Decide if you want to donate or give away any of the things, and then put your clothing that you folded that you're going to wear back in it. And like I said, as you're folding, if you think something is stained, needs to be tossed, go ahead and just toss it or donate it. My husband is really good at getting rid of his own stuff, but when it comes to, he doesn't have a lot of clothing, so he tends to hold on to like maybe a tattered shirt or something so he could wear it to bed, because he doesn't buy like specific pajamas or whatever. But when it comes to the kids, they don't need any kind of shirts with stains on it or whatever, because then they're going to try to wear them on the day-to-day, right? So I try to throw away any things with holes in it, anything that's stained, anything that has bleach stains, anything like that. So I was tossing that stuff as I went, stuff that I know I couldn't donate, because yeah, technically they could wear it to bed, but how many, when they actually have a drawer full of pajamas, do they really need all of these torn, tattered shirts that they're probably going to try to wear out and about? No, because then you got to fight with your kids about, you know, hey, you can't wear that shirt, it's got a stain on it. Well, this is my favorite shirt. So to avoid that, when they're not looking, you know, throw it in the donate or throw it away pile. And the same goes to kids are like adults. If we have problems getting rid of stuff, kids for sure have problems getting rid of stuff. So if they see you throwing away their favorite shirt from 2 years ago that doesn't fit them anymore, they're probably going to throw a fit about it, because that's their favorite shirt, right? And they don't understand that it doesn't fit them anymore. So I definitely try to get rid of stuff when my kids aren't looking. That way, you know, they'll never remember that it's there. Obviously, if it's your kid's one security blanket, they will. But I'm talking just your average day shirt that they're like, oh, that has my favorite character on it. Don't throw that away, Mom, and it's covered in holes. That kind of thing. And on the subject of getting rid of stuff, if you're holding on to a lot of clothing that let's say you're on a weight loss journey, so you have a bunch of stuff that isn't quite fitting you now, but you're working towards getting into it. Or maybe you're trying to gain weight and you have some clothes that you have that you know are going to fit you once you gain a little bit of weight. What have you, something like that. Maybe you're holding on to a whole wardrobe. That's fine, but you still don't have to sort through that every time you're looking for something you wear. You want the stuff that you wear on a day-to-day more accessible. That stuff, let's go ahead and store that stuff under your bed. Get a flat plastic container, put all that stuff in it. That way you can still have it there for your motivation, but it's not just getting in the way of looking for your everyday clothes. You don't have to sort through them. Maybe just keep a couple of items hanging up for motivation so you can look at it every day and be motivated by it, if that was your goal of keeping them out. But you don't need every single item out, so you can store that as well. But I'm getting older. I know I'm not going to be, a 00 again. So I have a lot of little teeny bopper clothes that I wore back in the day that I have recently gotten rid of and given to my stepdaughters, because I'm 28. I'm never going to fit into it again. I know I'm never going to fit into it again, and that's okay. But why does it need to be in my closet just taking up space? If you know somebody that can benefit from these things, then ask them if they want it, because nothing's worse than, getting a huge pile of clothes from someone you love, but you are trying to get rid of stuff and you're like, well, thank you, I just don't really have a place to put all this stuff. That hasn't happened for me yet, because I will graciously accept anything. I'm a clothes hoarder, but I love getting new clothes. But if that happens, if someone gives you clothes and you need the clothes, just do give away as many things as you got. So there's probably that same number of items in your closet that you're not going to wear anymore because you have these new items. So go ahead and get rid of them. Same thing applies to shopping. You go shopping, you buy a bunch of new things. But let's say you go jeans shopping, you buy 4 pairs of jeans or pants. Go in your closet and get rid of the pants that you don't wear anymore, that don't fit you anymore. If you have, I realized that I have entirely too many sweats and biker shorts. I don't need that many. I don't need one in every single color of the rainbow. So I need to get rid of some of those still. That's a goal of mine today, is I need to get rid of some biker shorts and whatnot. So just don't be afraid to give stuff away. Don't be afraid to finish those all of the laundry that you have. It may seem overwhelming. I had 3 heaping baskets of dirty laundry, plus blankets, plus bedding. And I got that all finished in one day, and it wasn't a small feat. It was a lot of work, but I tried to make it fun. Like I said, I put on my favorite show, made it a game at the end of every episode. Episode was about an hour long. That's about how long my washer and dryer take. I would go do a laundry switch, shake it out for spiders, all the dirty clothes, and then do another laundry switch, bring my laundry back in, sit back, relax, watch another episode. And I made it fun, and I listened to a few podcasts, pass the time. They're usually about 30 minutes, an hour long. So 30 minutes you can watch 2, whatever, and you just make it a game. You make it something fun, and it just really passes the time. And next thing you know, all of that laundry is gone, put away, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. And laundry is just one of those things that we all have to do. Not everybody likes it. I think of it more as a break. I kind of enjoy the laundry, but I know there's a lot of people that don't. My sister-in-law is the queen of a clean house. Like, I aspire to be her, but she hates laundry. Does she still do it? Of course she does. She is doing laundry all day and all night. It's just part of being an adult. It sucks, but that's why we have kids, and when we have teenagers, they can do it. So keep that in mind. One day, I keep that in mind every day. One day, my kids are going to be teenagers, and they're going to be doing my dishes, because dishes is my thing. I want my kids to do my dishes. That's going to be their chore. Just kidding. Not really. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you got something out of this. Don't forget to do a laundry switch, and just keep in there. Pick a day that you don't have a lot going on and get all that laundry done. Get that off your plate. Do the reset button. Get rid of some stuff. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoy our Wednesday episode with me and my mom coming up. We're excited about that. And as always, happy cleaning. Don't forget to check out cleanwithmepodcast.com.